Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this short video, I'm just going to do an unboxing of my brand new Garmin Fenix 7X Sapphire Solar in the mineral blue colour. This video isn't an in-depth video to go through all of the features and spec on the watch. It's just initially for me to unbox it and take a look at this new colour that I've not had before, and I just really want to turn the watch on and have a look at what the touchscreen does, because I've never had a Garmin Fenix watch before with a touchscreen. On our website, the GPS Training.co.uk website, under product reviews, we do talk about all the new specs and features of the Fenix 7 range, and as we start going through and using the watch more and more, we'll do more videos and talk more about the nice new features and how we're getting on with them. So I'm moving on from my original watch, which was a Fenix 6X, which I've been really happy with. I'm starting to do a lot of ultra events, and what I was really excited to have is something that would just give me that extra boost in battery. I really like the Sapphire screen because of its toughness, but on the 6 range, I couldn't get a solar with the Sapphire. So this watch has the solar panel on it, which is giving me an increased battery life from GPS of 60 hours to potentially 89 hours and even 122 hours with the solar, which is really going to help me on these ultra events. So I'm excited to get my hands on this watch. This is going to be my own watch that I'm going to be using myself, as well as using it for our technical training videos. I thought I'd be different and go for a different colour for change, because I've always been someone very traditional. I went for the sort of black dialed watches, so I thought it'd be nice to try something different, and I'm liking the look of this mineral blue from the pictures I've seen, and it's going to be great to get it in the flesh and have a look at it. So let's get the box open and see what we've got inside the box. I'm just going to take the seal off the box. Standard sort of Garmin box, which is always nice. Picture of the watch, and as we turn the box around, it's just a few more pictures of the watch. Normally find you have a little bit of information on the back, not an awful lot, but we'll take the watch out and have a look and see what we actually get inside the box. So I'm just going to open up the box itself, and I'm pretty sure it'll be the standard USB charging cable and some documentation. So I'm just going to move that to one side. So yeah, we've got the little booklets that you normally get with a Garmin watch, so there'll just be some initial getting started with the watch in the little guides there. Pretty sure this charging cable, from already having a look at the spec, is going to be the same as the cable I had with the Fenix 6 range. Yep, so that's same USB cable. You don't get a plug in the box, so you just need to use a standard sort of USB charging plug that you would use for your mobile phone. So the watch itself has just got the little protective plastic on the front. I'll take that off in a second. So we'll just undo the strap. So it's a white strap, so my watch is certainly going to stand out. I'm not going to lose it, but I am looking forward to actually having something with a different colour, a brighter colour than my normal sort of black watches that I go for. So your initial thoughts, I'm liking the look of this mineral blue. I think it's a nice look, and if I turn the watch over on the back here, so it's got the mineral blue on the back. Physically, the watch is actually the same size as the 6 that I've got to the right here, the 6X, sorry, this is the 7X. My 6X was a Sapphire screen, but not the solar. I was looking on the spec, the actual weight is a few grams lighter, so it's no heavier with the new features. It's actually a few grams lighter. Looks very similar. On the right hand side, we've got the 2 buttons, and we've got the altimeter holes here, so that looks very similar. I've noticed, I did see this on the spec, the button that we use to start an activity, the top right hand button, it's got this little protective shroud around it. The idea is that it's to stop accidental presses where you accidentally stop a recording, so that's quite nice. We didn't have that on the 6, otherwise it's those same 2 buttons. If I turn it on the other side, so again, you'll be familiar if you've already got a Fenix watch with the buttons that we use to control going through the menus, etc. But what I'm excited to try out is the touch screen, because I've never had a watch with a touch screen before. So it's got a touch screen on this new watch. And we've got the nice soft silicone strap. It's got a nice feel to it. Again, I'm used to these silicone straps, and it's the quick release strap, so if I do want to change it from a white strap, I'm thinking of maybe putting a blue strap on. I can just unclip the straps. They come off nice and easily with a quick release. I noticed the sensor on the back, we did talk about this on the specs. It's a different sensor, so again, if it's a new updated sensor, that might give us updated pulse ox and heart rate readings, so that's been upgraded. And other than that, I suppose the only other thing I can see on the bezel on my 6X, you had these sort of screws on the bezel where it's a nice smooth bezel. You can't see any of the screws that you would normally see on the bezel, so it's just a slightly different design. So I'm just going to take the plastic off the front. Actually, if I shine it in the light, you can actually see the solar panel. It's quite a big solar circle around the outer. This is to give better efficiency. It's bigger than the one we had on the 6 solar. So this actual ring is 100% efficiency, but then the screen itself is what we call a power glass screen. So that actually takes in solar as well, but it is the Sapphire screen. So nice and tough. And it's got the DLC, the diamond laser sort of cut titanium bezel. So again, that should be nice and tough. So I'm just going to turn it on with will be the same button that we're used to with the Fenix 6s to turn on. Now, normally when we turn the watch on in our training videos, we'd go through pairing it with the Garmin Connect app on your phone to get it all set up. I'm just going to quickly whiz through that and just put in some generic settings, because I'd like to just see what the touchscreen does and how the touchscreen performs, because that's something I've not had before. Like I say, the video here is really just an unboxing to give you the first look at the watch, and actually nice to just look at a watch that's in a different colour that we've not had before. So it's got ready on the screen there. So I'm assuming if I press the top right hand button, it's asking me for the language, and then I'm sure it'll probably say, do you want to pair with the phone? I'm just going to try so touchscreen, brilliant. Well, that touchscreen feels nice and responsive, so I'm liking the feeling. It's just a tap, just a tap to pick what you want to do, or you can press the buttons. That's the nice thing, you've got buttons up and down. Okay, so you can use the buttons or you can use the touchscreen. So I'm just going to quickly whiz through. These details aren't correct details for me. It's just so I can get the watch on, and I'm interested to actually have a look at the map screen just to see how that performs with the touchscreen. We will do a lot more testing sort of out in the field with the watch and do a lot more videos. This is just so really I can have a quick look at the watch and see what it's like. So I'm just going to say manually set the time. So again, this is stuff normally you would be doing this with the Garmin Connect app. You would pair it and that would get it all set up. So if you just bear with me, we'll quickly whiz through. I'm just going to add an activity because that will allow me to get the map on the screen. Now the map's not going to be the location where I am because we haven't had a GPS signal yet. Let's just have a look at the map. Actually, what I'm going to do is just put the brightness up on the screen quickly just so I can show you. Yeah, and touchscreen's working lovely. So I'll just get the brightness up a bit more, and that'll just make it a bit easier to see on the camera. Yeah, that seems to be working nicely. Yep, so it's either the buttons or the touchscreen. It's just going to take a little bit of getting used to using a touchscreen when I've not been used to one. So that's just the brightness up a little bit there. That just might make it a little bit easier to see on the video. And I'm just going to get back to the map and just see if we can get the map up. There we go, map. Yep, so that's a map on the screen. Little tips coming up. So just see if so that map is moving around. The tips you get initially when you first get a watch, it always brings up the tips. So I can use just get the light off there so you can see that a little bit better. So you can use the buttons on the side. Oh yeah, you can tap on the screen to zoom in and out. And the map's moving around nicely there on the screen. So I can see an advantage of using the touchscreen. What's nice is when you're doing an activity, you have it so that the touchscreen's actually locked, so you're not using the touchscreen, and then you can have it so the touchscreen's on or off and decide. So if it was wet, potentially when it's wet, it'll be interesting to see what it performs like in the wet. Touchscreen isn't always great, but you then have the option of just using the buttons anyway. So it's just nice to have both. And I'll just come back out of there. And yeah, so you scroll up and down on the screens the same as what we used to do with the buttons. So if I pick something like let's go sunrise, sunset, tap on it, extra information. Yeah, you scroll up and down, so it's changing the date. So again, it's just doing the same function as what we did with the up and down buttons, and tapping's like pressing the OK. So I'm liking the feel of that touchscreen, it's really nice. So we're looking forward to doing more videos on actually using the watch. This was just the initial unboxing, see what we get in the box, have a look at the new colour. I just wanted to see how the touchscreen would perform. So I hope you found this video useful on just a quick initial look at the Fenix 7X Solar Sapphire. The watch I've got the right side here is my old 6X Sapphire, so it's just as a comparison really to see the two side by side. And like I say, physically you look at it, there's not loads of difference. I suppose just that bezel change that I mentioned, and obviously the colour of course. And when I turn it on the back, you can see it's got the new Elevate, the heart rate sensor. Pulse ox is different on the new blue one. And as I mentioned, the button on the side, I noticed physically it's got that bezel around it to sort of protect that stop button, so that's a little bit different. So I hope you found this video useful. Please have a look at our product review page on the gpstraining.co.uk website, where we go into more detail on all the new specs on this new range of Fenix watches. And thanks for watching.